world, my name is Millie and I'm going to be talking to you about what it's like to have a personal account of lucid dreaming. I've lucid dreamed many a times. The dictionary describes a lucid dream as a dream in which the person is aware that he or she is dreaming whilst the dream is in progress, also known as a conscious dream. When a dreamer becomes aware or wakes up inside a dream, then they're said to be lucid dreaming. I used to lucid dream from the age of 10 to 12. I dreamt constantly. Every night I would slip into a lucid dream, and every now and then from there on after that I would slip into one. And I would just like to state first off that in this account I will list my experiences. I understand and acknowledge that everybody thinks differently, and so that my experiences may be completely different to anyone else's, but I wanted to get it out there, what it felt like, and what I went through when I lucid dreamed. In my opinion, how I saw it was that there were many stages that you go through. The first stage is the transition. It's the very first time that you lucid dream. It's an absolutely amazing experience. Not many people know this, but when you're dreaming, normal dreaming, you don't realize that your dreams are actually blurry, incredibly blurry, in fact. And you wouldn't know this unless you've lucid dreamed, because when you click into your first lucid dream, which is when you realize halfway through the dream, hang on, this isn't real, I'm dreaming right now, this is a dream. All of a sudden it's like you click and a light turns on in your head, and the way that you see the world in your dream goes from blurry, completely blurry, all of a sudden you just see it spring into crystal clear clarity right before your very eyes. And it's hard to explain how amazing this alone is, let alone roaming around in a lucid dream. Just to see that from complete blurry to all of a sudden everything just clicks into crystal clear is just absolutely amazing. It's like, imagine your whole life you've needed glasses but you never knew it, and you knew that you should be able to read the board like everybody else around you can, but you never got glasses. And finally, when you get a prescription and you go outside and you put them on for the very first time, the clarity that you see before you is absolutely mind-boggling, and your brain never knew that it could be like this. That's what it's like to slip into a lucid dream. Alright, so lucid dreaming comes with a set of rules. Once you realize you're dreaming, it's like, alright, what does this mean? You're able to walk around in this strange world freely. Everything in your dream stops. Everyone around you stops, and you realize that all of a sudden you're in charge now of what happens. It's my dream, so what do I want to do? This is where it gets a bit tricky. See, learning to completely control your dream takes a lot of practice, and you also begin to realize that this new world comes with a completely new set of rules, and some of the old rules from reality don't apply anymore. Say, for instance, alright, I want a clown to show up right now, and you're waiting for it, and you're like, hello, I want a clown, I want it here, where is it? I want it now! And you yell it, and all of a sudden, poof, there it is. Because, you see, you really have to believe that you're in control of your dream for anything to happen, and there are certain tricks that I learnt to do this. Firstly, I constantly reassured myself that this is my dream and what I want goes. Secondly, I gave myself cues. For instance, when I clap my hands 3 times, a field of, say, lollipops will appear. And so I'd clap my hands 3 times, and because I've made that belief that that's what's going to happen, boom, a field of lollipops will appear, whatever I want. Another cue I use is when I click my fingers, like 2 times, 3 times, or also when I blinked work as well. Yeah, blinking, you can actually blink in your dreams. And this way you get what you want 9 out of 10 times, and if you do not give yourself these cues, you can actually slip out of control of your dream. So rule 1 is to constantly reassure yourself whilst you're in your dream that this is my dream and I'm in control. What I say goes. And rule 2 is you use cues like clicking or clapping your hands or blinking or stomping your feet, whatever you want to get what you want. Another stage is if you can actually, this is different, when you actually begin, if you do happen to lose control of your dream, and it is possible to actually lose control over it. See, your mind is a very powerful tool, and if you don't play by the rules of lucid dreaming, your dream can become much more worse than a nightmare, because it all feels so incredibly real. So it's not like I'm just dreaming, it's a nightmare, it'll be over. You feel like it's so real. If you don't constantly reassure yourself that you're in charge, you start to find that the characters around you, the people around you, start to take their own initiative in the actions that they do. You start to find that things aren't going the way that you want it to, and you begin to feel powerless to stop it. Possibly, I'm guessing, because in normal dreams we don't have any power at all, so it's like you start to slip into that, oh, I'm dreaming, I don't have the power, but you've got to realize that you do. If you don't use cues, you can usually find it very difficult to get what you want, and there's something else that you need to watch out for, although this is almost impossible. The third and final rule, and that's, you're not allowed to think bad thoughts, as hard as that is. But if you think a bad thought like, imagine if a witch came around the corner right now, and this is a true story, this was really one of my dreams. I just thought, imagine if a witch came around the corner right now, and then you need to automatically reassure yourself that it won't, because you don't want it to and because you're in control. But if you begin to dwell on these thoughts, like I did in my dream, they will happen, and this witch chased me for hours. The scary thing as well is I can actually recall feeling pain in these instances, intense physical pain that scared the living hell out of me. But in this point of time, I was also, I don't know if people who always lucid dream can do this as well, but I could back then. I could also wake myself up very easily from any dream. I don't know how I do it. I just want to wake up, so I just pull my eyes open. All of a sudden I'd be wide awake with my eyes open. So I never feared it if it got really bad, because I always knew I could get out of it, and so I never let it get that far to the point of, oh God, I can't control it. As soon as it got bad and I didn't like it anymore, I'd wake myself up. So I was never afraid, and so if the dream begins to spin out of control, that's what I'd do when all hell would break loose. But if you can avoid thinking bad thoughts and keep reassuring yourself, then you can have a lot of fun. So that's the next stage, so let's have some fun. The basic rules of Earth do not apply in this world. There is no gravity, and there are no oxygen restrictions, so you can swim as deep as you like for as long as you like, and as far as you like, or you can fly right out into open space. You can go into outer space. I remember one time I decided I want to travel, and the only way I could figure out the quickest way to do it was, alright, what if I fly right out into space, find it on the Earth, and then I'll go into it. So that's what I did. I flew right out into space. I was looking, I think I went to Jamaica. I'm like, there it is there, and I went straight to Jamaica. It was freaking awesome. Okay, so you can also summon anybody that you want to be right beside you, fictional as well. I once had the Tin Man from Enid Blyton's The Faraway Tree to come and help me. You can do whatever you like in this world, and you can have everyone around you respond exactly how you wish just by making those decisions. Your imagination is your only limitation, besides the 3 rules of staying in control and trying to keep your thoughts positive. You literally feel exactly how you feel right now, only just like you're floating a little bit. And it's as if you're Alice in Wonderland, and you're exclaiming "Curiosa and Curiosa" at every single thing that seems odd. You are in a world of your own, and it truly is an amazing experience, one that simply cannot be comprehended unless you experience it firsthand. The next stage is strong minds. I never used to use techniques to force myself into a lucid dream like they suggest now. There's all these different ways that people say, count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on your hand, and then when you're dreaming, eventually you'll see the 6 come up and you realize you're dreaming. I never did that when I was a kid. I didn't even realize what I was doing, that it was a real phenomenon, until years and years later. Someone explained it to me and I went, oh my God, that's what I was doing for all those years. When I would do it, how I'd do it is I would just automatically click on for some reason, and I'd take over my dream night after night. Every single time I dream, I'd be like, oh God, I'm dreaming right now, and then I'd click into it, and I don't know how, but I just did.